Hello, I'm Pierce Man,
And I'm Diego M.
and this is Biased News.
So, how about we jump right into some news you'll actually listen to? League of Legends is getting a mobility nerf, you could say. It's either changing items to be less powerful or to have a downside. So, things like Prowler's Claw, Trinity Force, Force of Nature, things like that are getting changes.
You won't really be zooming around the map now, so a lot slower gameplay.
Battlefield 6, more specifically Battlefield 2042, was announced, and we saw a trailer today. It was pretty cool, and it's going to be exciting to see the gameplay trailer later this month. It's pretty interesting to see how it's a little bit far away from the present, but it's not quite quote-unquote future weaponry and stuff, so pretty interesting.
Yeah, luckily it's not as far into the future that it would just be a clone of Infinite Warfare, and hopefully it's not as bad as Infinite Warfare was.
Yeah. Minecraft 1.17, part 1 of the Caves and Cliffs update was released, and I'd say that's pretty funny how neither caves nor cliffs were released with this update, and that's coming in part 2.
Yeah, like literally it's one update, but it's two. Like, why?
As always, remember to like and subscribe, or else, I don't know, we'll get sad.
Please like and subscribe. Now, anyways, now to the news that you might not care about listening to. So, recently, the FBI, in tandem with other world governments, managed to perform a giant sting worldwide and get rid of many criminal organizations, and this was like one of the biggest in a really long time. And how this worked was they developed an app that was a messaging app that allowed you to send messages, but the thing is, this was encrypted and only criminals would end up with this app because of what it needed to work. So, because the FBI was the people who made it, as this app got spread around by criminals thinking that it's perfectly safe to use, the FBI was tracking and logging all this information that is being sent, and now suddenly they know where all the criminals are going to be for their next big crime. So they managed to arrest many people. They found many tons of weapons, drugs, and illegal money, and this is like really now the future of policing, I would have to say.
So basically, TLDR, the FBI made a tracking app, and they gave it to criminals, those criminals spread it around to their friends, and then now the FBI can track all of them, and they got a lot of people.
This really reminds me of the Hashashins, the people that the assassins from Assassin's Creed were based off of. Famously, they sent a messenger to meet with the Sultan of Egypt at the time, Saladin, and Saladin's two right-hand men were actually people that the assassins sent to them, and they were ready to do whatever the messenger told them at a moment's notice. And just like that, the FBI made this app, and this app, while it was really trusted by all these criminal people, it was just ready to be exploited for whatever the FBI would have needed them to do.
Now, one important thing to consider is that this will raise the security within criminals, but as usual, not. I would argue that most criminals aren't gonna do basic things like security, because, I mean, you're a criminal, that's not very smart in the first place. Moving on, here's our meme of the day. It'll be somewhere. It's the first episode. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this, so yeah. Credit will be listed, and you'll see a link in the description, just like with all our sources.
So I'm sure most of you know about the recent cyber attack by DarkSide on a lot of the US infrastructure. This was
It was the Bitcoin ransomware attack on multiple facilities, such as the meat packing industry that was hit the hardest. Oil, I'm sure other things were hit as well.
Yeah, so this caused a ton of problems, and the companies ended up just having to pay the ransom so that society could still function. Luckily, the government managed to seize back a few million, but the vast majority is still in their hands. And this is kind of funny because the hackers got hacked, basically, which is the FBI literally just found out the password to their accounts and just basically stole the money back.
Yeah, another funny thing is that, well, I shouldn't say funny. Another thing about this that is interesting is how this is shown that now they're no longer doing just pure gray hat hacking. Now it's like just full on black hat hacking in ransomware as a service. So you'll pay them once, they'll keep it open for like a week or so, and then it's back again.
This is very similar to modern subscription services such as like Spotify and Netflix. All those, you pay and then you get your service, except they're adopting this criminally. You pay and you get whatever basic functionality.
It is also a little worrying how many core aspects of our country doesn't have proper cybersecurity infrastructure. So remember, the weakest point in any company or anything for hacking is the people. People are weak points, and like some people have just called and asked for the password and they've gotten it just by asking. So remember, be smart. Have a complicated password, not one that is easy to remember or something like that. And also have two-factor auth. And remember, just be smart with your technology.
Never forget the basics. You don't want to have a locked door when there's a open window right next to it. And another interesting thing is, because of this attack, Bitcoin recently was in the $60,000 range. Now it's like around $30,000. This has like been really bad for just cryptocurrencies in general, because
not just Bitcoin, either an XRP, or I believe it's XRP.
Yeah, XRP.
Yeah. Those also went down by a similar 7%, 6% margin.
Yeah, so this is showing that while cryptocurrencies are good and whatnot, but the fact that it's like all anonymous transfers makes it very questionable for governments to have to deal with, because now they can't track who is making these possibly illegal purchases and who they're buying from. So this is obviously causing a bunch of legal hassle, and hopefully we can all figure this out soon.
Anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to hit up our Linktree if you want to support us on Honey. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Please comment any questions and interests you have. And yeah, bye.